Hey there, I'm professional psychic Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up Sundays for December 25th, 2022. Ho, ho, ho. I hope you're having a happy holiday season. At least you can get right with you, right? You may not be able to get right with everybody else around you, but there's always the potential for you to get right with you. So I'm going to do the normal format this week, which was to talk about the transits, which is the astrological weather forecast, where the planets are in the skies right now, what their relationships are to each other, and therefore influencing us. Then I'll do mini tarot readings for all 12 signs. I'll use my favorite deck, which is the Osho Zen Tarot deck. I'll just draw one card for each sign. I'll put the timestamps below for the individual readings, and then I'll do a song at the end, and I'll timestamp that as well. I'll surprise you with that. It is a Christmas song. So I also want to let you know that there's some changes coming up. Of course, 1 week from today, next Sunday, will be January 1st of 2023. I am changing up my format for these videos for the new year. So I'll let you tune in next week to see what the differences are. For those of you that are on my mailing list, my clients that have gotten readings with me, you'll be getting a special email along with this, the link to this video, that invites you to take advantage of half off my regular prices for the remaining of December and for January. If you schedule your readings here in the next couple of weeks, I will be increasing my prices starting January 1st. I haven't increased them for 5 years. This will be moving into my 35th year of professional psychic work in January. So every 5 years or so is when I give myself a raise. So rates will be going up. But the half off is half off these new rates. So for example, right now my current rate is $280 an hour. New rates will be $300. So I'm not going up by much. And then I always allow a 15-minute rate. So instead of $70 for a 15-minute reading, it'll be $75. I'm also going up on my sliding scale rates. Usually those have been $200 an hour. Those are going to go up to $220, and then divide that into 15 minutes. So if you want to take advantage of a half price rate for my new rates, so that's half off the new rates. So that would be half of 300 for an hour reading. So 150 for an hour reading. You know, you can do the math for the others. Send me an email. I have my link below. You could also send me an email through my website. I'll be adding you to my email list, and then you can receive this discount. So this is for my clients, my friends of my clients. So you can turn your friends onto this special as well. Just make sure you send me an email saying, I would like to be on your email list, and I would like to take advantage of your holiday special rates. So I will also be offering some new groups and classes in the new year. I won't be starting any of those up in January, but I'll be telling you about those. I'll be putting more content up on TikTok. I'm going to expand what I'm doing with my dailies. I'm already putting a 1-minute video up here on YouTube, Instagram, several places on Facebook, and on TikTok. I'm getting a lot of positive response and viewership from those, a lot more than these videos. I do this for the love of those of you that connect with me, right? So, and hopefully these will grow as well. I'm going to shorten these, and I'm going to separate out the readings from the transits portion. So some of what I'm going to be doing, and then more content. You'll hear from me more often. I'll be putting out more videos, and then putting out a little bit longer daily video on TikTok. So I'll be still doing the 1 minute. I'm going to do like a 3 to 4 minute, an expansion of the daily. So a little bit more information, and I'll be posting those on TikTok and Instagram most likely. So anyway, new things coming for the new year. But let's talk about the end of this one. All right. So December 25th, 2022. Right now, the sun's at 3 degrees of Capricorn. It's just kicked off Capricorn season. So Capricorn rules the 10th house in the astrological wheel. So as the sun moves through Capricorn, we are under this theme. So we're in school in the Capricorn world, which is about our authority on this planet. What is your mission in this lifetime? It's also the house of the father, the parent energy, the father-like figure, mentor, boss. It can be whatever authority figure might have power over you, but it's in the empowerment of yourself, you walking in your own power, investments that you're making for your long-term future. What are your long-term goals? So this Capricorn energy, we're going to be really steeped in it. We've already been basking in this because Mercury and Venus have been in these energies for a while. So then breaking down these thoughts, communications with others around these themes, Mercury, Venus, what we love, our relationships, our money, financially, like financial investments for the future may be on our mind. We have Pluto that's been in Capricorn since 2008, transforming this part of your chart. We just had the new moon this last week in this part of your chart. So this part of your chart, the Capricorn part of your chart, is super activated right now and is undergoing, over the last 2 years, the last dredges of a transformation in this area of your life. So I've gone into those in past videos. In fact, last week's video, I went into the houses. So you might want to check that out to check out more about where this energy may be affecting you personally based on your rising sign. And if you don't know your rising sign, you can check out what your sun sign is. Rising sign is what you get when you have the time and place of the birth. That gives us the rising or ascendant. And it's what was rising, on in the horizon when you were born, right? So that sets such an important part for your chart and who you are and what you show the world and how other people see you. So and then that places all the planets in the houses. So rising sign is super important. I know not everybody knows their rising sign. It's usually on the birth certificate, but not always. And you can order a long version of your birth certificate that will often have it if the short version doesn't have it. There's also loved ones that were around that might remember details, or someone telling the story of your birth that remembers, or written in the front page of a Bible or a baby book, or other places you can find the time of your birth. There are astrologers who do forensic astrology to try to figure out your rising sign. I don't have those skills at this point. I intend to amass those skills at some point in the future. But anyway, so rising sign is important. So when you're looking and listening to these videos that I'm doing on the dailies, make sure you check out your rising as well as your sun sign and your moon sign. And if you have a stellium, which means 3 or more planets in a sign. All right. So sun is in Capricorn, kicking off this Capricorn season. It's kicked off a few days ago with this new moon. Also, new beginning energy that was so powerful last week. We had 3 new powerful. We had the sun moving into Capricorn, the start of the winter solstice here in North America. We had a new moon in Capricorn when the sun and moon were at 1 degree together in the skies. And we had Jupiter move into Aries. And it's still sitting at 0 degrees of Aries. So Jupiter is the biggest planet of the solar system. It brings good luck. It brings benefits. Whatever area you have Jupiter transiting, it will bring gifts and benefits and highlight that area of your life. So that, again, went over that last week as well by sign. So you can check that out, the area of your life that Jupiter is highlighting right now. But for everybody, no matter where Aries rules in your chart, Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the entire zodiac. So it's starting last week into this week, this new 12-year cycle. This is the best time ever to set your intentions for what you want in all areas of your life for the next 12 years, right? Jupiter will move to 1 degree of Aries by New Year's Eve. So you still have more time this week. This is the week to make your vision boards, write it down specifically in all the major areas of your life. What do you want? How do you want to grow? Where do you want to see growth, accomplishment, success, fruition, fertility, abundance, what do you want in your life? And set those intentions and hold these intentions this week. It's such a powerful, take a ride off of Jupiter, even write them down and putting in an envelope to look back at, 12 years from now. And did you accomplish your goal? Like one of those time capsule pieces would be fun to do too. Even get, if you get kids, get them to write down what they would like to see accomplished and just see how that you match it over the trajectory of the next 12 years. Super powerful. Just highlighting, the Aries energies in your chart too. Aries is the baby of the zodiac. It's where we have enthusiasm for life just spontaneously. We can be impulsive and childlike. Childlike temper can be Aries. We can be impulsive, jumping into things without thinking too quickly, speaking without thinking, just taking action without thinking. These are typical Aries downsides. So Jupiter can expand those qualities too. It can also expand all the positive aspects of Aries, which is passion for life, having this bright light that emanates that people warm up to, like having insight. Aries can often get flashes of insight and inspiration. They can be inspiring to the people around them, and they can initiate, they can get things started. So this 0-degree point that Jupiter is on is considered the world axis. It's at 0 degrees of all the cardinal signs. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, so when the sun had entered into Capricorn a few days ago, Jupiter at 0 degrees, they had an exact square on the world axis. Guess what happens that day? That's when we see Ukrainian leaders speaking at the Congress, when we had this square of powerful Jupiter bringing good luck, the sun at this world axis, Jupiter at the world axis coming together in a powerful way. I just thought that was really fascinating astrology this week. I'm always paying attention to where the planets are and what's going on, writing notes. I'm an astrology nerd. I'm fascinated by it. So I just keep growing and learning and develop it. What I'm doing in my free time, reading astrology books and watching astrology videos, because there's so much to learn, right? So I'm trying to translate some of which that I know to you. Okay, so Mercury, the planet of communication, our thoughts, is in Capricorn. It's been in shadow. It will go retrograde on Thursday. At 24 degrees. So Mercury retrograde gets a bad rep because it does really muck up our conversations, our connections with others, our cars, our computers, our phones, travel plans, all that kind of stuff can get glitched up with Mercury retrograde. It's a great time to review, rethink, reconsider, go back over things, the way you've been looking at things, the way you've been looking at your life. And I would encourage you to look at these Capricorn themes. What is your mission on this planet? Are you taking action in accordance with that? Like, are you walking in your talk? Are you doing what you want to be doing? Does your life show the world a true reflection of who you are? Like, to me, this is a great thing to be reconsidering and looking at as Mercury turns to station retrograde this week. It'll be retrograde into the new year. We have Mars that's retrograde in Gemini. Mars has been retrograde since the very end of October. It's been feeling like a Mercury retrograde on steroids. So to have, because it's been in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. Mars is how we take action and put energy into things. It's our ego. So with retrograde, it's been hard for a lot of people. Have not had the energy, don't feel like doing it, tried to get something started. It's not getting started. There's this push, to move forward. Since the ruler of Mars in Aries has Jupiter there, it's bringing in some extra oomph. So it's almost like you're getting up steam. It's like when you turn on your car and you're letting it warm up before you get going. Mars is like gathering up the traction right now. And so with Mars and Mercury retrograde, these are like how you put in energy action, how you think. Both of this can be like, you might need to really pause before any major conversations, pause before doing anything. Make sure you're gathered in and connected to divine higher self, and then you can utilize this reflective period that's best to be using the retrograde energies for. Uranus is the only outer planet that's still retrograde right now, Chiron went direct this week. It is a dwarf planet or an asteroid, depending on who you ask. It's the wounded healer. So it means we've turned some sort of corner in our personal healing. And I believe in this mid-decan of Aries, because Chiron's at 11 degrees right now. It's healing out what we think about what the world thinks about us, and if we care or not. Is our self-esteem with ourself enough to where it doesn't matter if we're getting positive or negative feedback from the world in any way? Like, to me, that's what Chiron's helping us heal. And with the turning going direct this last week, there would have been something signaling a shift, a movement forward in this area of healing. And that's just my take on it. Let's see what else we have going on. And then Chiron, since Jupiter is also in Aries, again, that's magnifying the energy of this healing energy. And as Jupiter begins to move forward, it'll get closer and closer to Chiron. So we'll definitely have this really powerful Jupiter conjunct Chiron energy going on next year. I'll talk about that as we get closer to it. Let's see what else. Interesting facts about the retrograde planets. Okay, so Mars is retrograde. It will go direct January 12th. Mercury will go retrograde this week on the 29th, and then it goes direct January 19th. And then Uranus, that's been retrograde for months now, will go direct January 23rd. At that point, all the planets will be direct for 88 days until April, and Mercury goes retrograde again. So this is like, we've been waiting for go time and for things to break forward and really show a shift. January, towards the end, when these planets, the mid to later January, when these planets start turning direct, because it takes them a while to get out of their shadow, Mercury and Venus, Mercury and Mars, both it'll take till February or March, depending on which one. March, it takes Mars till March to get out of its shadow. It takes Mercury till February to get out of its shadow. So we'll still have some lingering degrees. March is really like the most transformational month of the entire year coming up next year. That's because Pluto will be changing signs, dipping its toe into Aquarius for the first time. We'll have Saturn changing signs as well. It'll be going into Pisces. And then we'll have Mars, after having been in Gemini for 7 months, going into Cancer. So a lot of really powerful shifts and changes in March. The energy starts moving and going forward to plans you've already been trying to make here January. So it's just like, just breathe deeply, have patience for the next few weeks while we get through this intensive retrograde energy, and then you can move forward. You can go ahead and start any personal plans, any things you're trying to do for yourself right now. I feel really good about inner shifts, inner changes, going ahead and get started. But some of the things into the world and things you've been putting out there, that may take longer to shift. Let's talk about the moon. The moon is in Aquarius. We're feeling out the vibes with others. Aquarius is the two wavy lines. So picking up, it helps us be extra psychic, picking up on the energies of others. Most Aquarians will find they're pretty psychic. They can pretty much read other people accurately, right? So we all get our intuition heightened when it comes to groups, networks, other people, as the moon moves through Aquarius, which it'll do today, Sunday, into tomorrow, Monday. Tuesday, the moon moves into Pisces, and this is a very different energy. It can make us very spiritual and want to connect and just spend that time visualizing and meditating and praying and chanting. We could also be slipping into like illusion, delusion, addiction, just want to like check out and sleep. The energies, if you surrender to your higher self and your higher path, this could be a really beautiful week of great insights coming. We'll have Venus in a sextile with Neptune on Wednesday. Venus is moving through Capricorn. It's behind Mercury. When Mercury goes retrograde, it'll cross over Venus. So they'll have they've already crossed over once. It'll cross over Venus. So we'll have Venus So that we'll have another, these two are traveling really close together. The universe is trying to get us to align our heart and our minds with Venus and Mercury doing this close dance with each other for months. It's like, okay, let's get all aligned internally. Let's get it all on the right frequencies so we operate the best. So we're really sort of recalibrating where our thoughts are, where our mind should be set, and including our belief systems, where our heart wants to go, and again, the Mars energy, where to put our energies, where to take action. Pluto is transforming us in a big, deep way. This week, the Pluto energy will have its third and final exact conjunction with the United States Pluto. It's crossed over. The United States Pluto's at 27 degrees, I think in 33 minutes. So Pluto right now, as I'm recording this, is at 27 degrees and 27 minutes. So it's already crossed over this point, gone up to 28 and come back over. Now it's crossing back over again. It'll never come back to this point again for another 70 years. Okay. So this is the third and final check-in. So I expect big, major changes when it comes to news inside how the United States is put together. Constitutional changes, major changes within the House, within the Senate, within the presidency, the courts. Like there's some major shifting and powerful transformations that are concluding, that have already been stirred up this week. Some powerful, because Pluto is like a wrecking ball. It's power and control, it's death and transformation. So when it comes back to when it meets you in your birth chart, it's like a big, huge transformational earthquake. It's hitting in the United States' birth chart. So the power and control paradigm that was formed when the United States was formed, which I have been saying is white men with money had the power and made the decisions. That was the paradigm that this United States was built on. This is the paradigm that Pluto is now transforming and bringing to its knees. We'll be moving into Aquarius, where everybody matters, all of us vibing together, all humanity is important. This is the next 2 years as Pluto goes back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius and back again. It goes into Aquarius to stay just after the elections in November in 2024. So we're going to see major internal governmental shifts and changes within our political system, within our government rules. Any of that can be subject to a major transformation this week as it passes by for its third and final time before it moves on. Like I said, it'll retrograde back into Capricorn, but it won't come back to this 27-degree point. That is exact the United States Pluto. Let's see what else. Mercury goes retrograde on Thursday at 24 degrees of Capricorn. The moon will be moving into Aries that day. I don't have the exact time. The moon will cross over Jupiter. So, highlighting this powerful energy of what do you want for your life for the next 12 years? What do you want in this Aries area of your chart? And so the moon will be highlighting that, like, so the 29th and 30th, like these are the days to really receive that clear download and get inspired about what you want. And then Saturday, Jupiter moves to 1 degree of Aries. Venus will conjunct Pluto on Sunday the 1st. Moon will move into Taurus that day. So Venus is who you love, what you love, how you receive energies. It's your money and finances as well. So Pluto, again, death and transformation. Venus going over Pluto is sort of a very powerful spark and sets the cause for the whole new year of transformations in finances, personally, globally, transformations in love life, what you want for your life, how you receive energies. There could be new love, new money coming in. There could be relationships that break up and big money losses because you've been putting the money in the wrong place or spending it in the wrong way. So big, huge aha realizations to come on New Year's Day around money and love. Let's Let's see what else. Oh, also this week, Neptune is opposing the United States Neptune. So we have, not only do we have a Pluto return, we have a Neptune opposition. Neptune is two things, right? It's because it rules Pisces. So on one, it's the psychic network. It's the psychic radar. It's the most psychic planet besides the moon. So it helps us tune into the psychic and spiritual abilities we have, spiritual realms. It also is the ruler of waters, right? So it can be anything. Anything activated with Neptune could bring floods or water. It's also like mucus sinus stuff. We had another opposition last year with Neptune across from the United States, Pluto, Neptune. It was when COVID was at its highest. So really, it's sort of magnifying the whole mucus kind of thing that could be in your system, because the lower end of the Pisces is the illusion, the delusion, the addiction, fuzzy thinking, fog, mucus. So that we could have another health thing come up this week, and into January 7th, there'll be an opposition with Neptune, the United States Neptune. So there could be more health stuff come up, or again, like water emergencies. Water could get shut down. Water, we could have big water events of all kinds with this opposition, especially here in the United States, right? That affects us here. Let's see. Talked about the retrogrades of Mercury and Mars and Uranus. Let's see. So in Chiron, I talked about that, just healing. There's just a beautiful energy. Is there anything else? Let me see that. Okay, Saturn in Aquarius at 21 degrees. It's going to be clipping on along and moving into Pisces by March. So this is like wrapping up. Saturn brings how we should form things, how we should structure things. So whatever Aquarius area of your chart you have, the area of your life that Aquarius rules, this is the time to get some boundaries and structure around this area of your life. Commitments, make some commitments to yourself. If you work hard, when Saturn leaves a sign, it brings rewards for your hard work. It's like turns around and gives you your diploma for all your learning. So we could be expecting rewards in the Aquarius area of our life in March if we're putting in the work now. And Saturn's going, let's go. Let's put in the effort. What do we want in this area of our life? Not for right now, but also towards the future as Saturn moves to this third decan of Aquarius, feeling out and balancing out our time spent with ourselves and with others. That's another thing that Saturn and Aquarius is helping us do, right? So there's that going on. Mars is still retrograde in Gemini, so be careful and especially when Mercury goes retrograde this week, be careful what you say, how you say it. Take a pause before you send the text, before you send the email, before you have the difficult conversation. This is the week to really breathe deeply before you say or do anything the next few weeks. It's really like breathe deeply and often would definitely be the energy going on and that's what I have for the highlights for the transits for this week. I'm going to pause the video, take a drink, and then I'll be back doing mini readings for all 12 signs. You won't even notice I'm gone. Okay, so now we're doing readings for this last week of the year for all signs, and we'll start with Aries. See what the Aries needs to know. Invite you to breathe with me as I shuffle. Aries need to know. Oh, I've got the inner voice card. This is one of my psychic cards. This indicates that you do have strong intuition and that your own inner guidance system has been speaking to you loudly, receiving incoming messages This is also being psychically attuned to others. These two dolphins are psychically, telepathically communicating with each other. So it can indicate you psychically tuning into someone that maybe has crossed over, is not on this planet anymore, or someone who's somewhere else and you're not connecting right now in your lives, that you can pick up on these people psychically. And so you might get messages from these people. You'll definitely be getting them psychically. You may also get literal messages from these people that you're thinking about or on your radar. It may just become too overwhelming, too compelling not to pick up the phone. You may be the one picking up the phone and the other person goes, oh my goodness, I've been thinking about you all week. That kind of a thing. There's definitely clarity, bringing crystals into the picture. These crystals here, working with crystals, sitting with crystals, helping your crystals around you set your intentions as well. But this is very powerful spiritual downloads, psychic direction, insights, your own inner voice. It just feels like it's super easy. I would advise you to sit down and write. Again, do the Jupiter, write out what you want for the next 12 years of your life, but also have a conversation with your higher self, your guides, and just like, what do you want me to know right now? Would be a great start. And then sit and pause and listen and see what messages you receive. You might have to keep repeating that to feel like you receive something. You might get something immediately. It's another great exercise you can do before you go to bed at night, is set that intention. A guide, show me, teach me, let me know what I need to know right now in my life. Make it really loud and clear. Bring me vivid dreams. This is another way. Just paying attention to when you get the hits. But this is definitely a week where your psychic abilities are coming in really strongly, and you can trust them. You can trust your intuition. Your intuition is the connection to your higher self. The higher self, if you're listening to and following your inner direction and taking action based on that inner direction, you are on the best path for your life. And you only have to figure it out one day at a time. What today do I feel guided to do is what I suggest all my clients, all my friends do. Like, create the time in the morning that you sit quietly and ask yourself, what today do I feel guided to do? What would bring me joy to do? What am I drawn to do? What would lift my spirit if I would do? Right? These are the things that come from your higher self. We can get bogged down and caught up in what I need to do, what I should do. And if you feel like you don't have enough time, like a lot of people may be off this week, but if it's a week where you have work, get up a little early. Create some time before your day starts to just center in your higher self and center in the divine, so it anchors your day in a beautiful flow and in a beautiful way. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the Tauruses. I'm smiling because my little Taurus is calling me right now as I'm recording that. My number 6 kiddo. Breakthrough for the Tauruses. Yeah, this feels big, like really feeling like you're turned a corner, that it feels like this year's been hard. You've had Uranus and the North Node moving through your sign, so you've been having a lot of personal calls to action and personal shifts, but this is feeling like you have made some big shift this week. Well, there's some more shifts coming this week, but I feel like this year you've made some big shifts, big, huge changes. There's been major breakthrough going on. There will be more breakthrough. This is a celebration. The light is coming out. It's not about the things. There's like victories on like material plane and like business realm and work. There's those kind of accolades, but it feels like there's something bigger breaking open in spirit and heart and joy internally. There's like a major shift, a major opening going on this week, a major break, victory, and just like, yes, feeling like you're starting the new year with even more resolve, things that you may want to tweak to make even better. But this has been a great year. I feel like this next year, Taurus, is going to be even more major breakthrough year. And this week, I feel like you can feel it. You can sense the old stuff that's dying away. A breakthrough can be shedding the old skin, like old things dying, falling away, new things blooming, new things busting through. So there's definitely the breakthrough card going on for the Tauruses for this week. All right, we'll go to the Geminis. The adventure card. This is when you follow your intuition into that next right step, your inner child. This is a new adventure, something new opening up you have not done before. There could be some fear, trepidation. All you have to do is follow that next right step. Just step into that rainbow. This is not about figuring out a whole big picture. This is like, where do I put my energies today? What today do I feel guided to do? I'm on a beautiful unfolding adventure. Something new is being birthed. To me, this is maybe things you've already started moving towards, and you're just continuing a journey. Some of you are about to start something new in this new year. There's also something connected to your inner child. There could be also a discovery. Some of you guys are going, like, digging up some old childhood memories that have gifts, maybe memories you've repressed or shut down or shut back, and it's like something your inner child wants to gift you with something, bring you with something. And sometimes when you feel lost and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing now, sometimes it could be easy to ask your inner child, your inner 5-year-old, what would your inner 5-year-old want to be doing right now? Would want to be coloring, playing with cards, playing with Play-Doh, like playing outside with sticks and rocks? Like, what does your inner child want? Because this is about satisfying something deep and that's close to the bone. For some of you, I feel like this is something you've been wanting to do and accomplish your whole life, and you haven't accomplished. There may be some fear or worry that you're not going to accomplish it because like, I haven't yet, so therefore maybe I'm not supposed to, or I won't. But this is like signaling moving into new. It's like you just breathe deeply and take that next right step, just ahead into that rainbow of lights, and there's something beautiful new opening up. Adventure. Some of you guys are literally on a trip or planning a trip, so this could be literal adventure, exploring new places you haven't explored. But a lot of you, this is personal, like it's a new adventure, maybe spiritual growth adventure, new adventure with maybe diet and exercise, that you're really going to move to a new place, a new creative venture, a new work of some sort, new projects, something's opening up. It could be involved with connecting with others, and all you have to do is your part, what feels right for you. There's definitely a lot of creative energy here with the rainbow of colors. There's like colors, and making your life more colorful. Like you may want to be dressing in more brighter colors, or there's something about colors. You may be repainting your home or redoing something. There's something with colors too that feel like something new and a splash of the new. But anyway, that's what I get for the Geminis for this week. All right, now we're going to go to the Cancers. What the Cancers need to know for this week, this last week of the year. Whoa. I would often pick up, if one just popped out, when several pop up. I don't, yeah. Especially they drop to the floor. Guilt was the first one I turned over though. So of the three, getting rid of guilt, that's what it feels like on one hand, the Cancers. All right, the Outsider card. So this is the card that looks like you can't get what you want. It symbolizes when we tell ourselves can't. We can see the little boy's looking through the fence here. He can see what he wants. He just can't get to it, right? He feels helpless, feels blocked, stuck. And sometimes we can feel like a small child when we're up against big obstacles and we can't see through it. The secret behind this card is, if you look closer, see that lock? It's not fastened. It's just hanging there. So it symbolizes that we'll tell ourselves we can't, and then therefore we won't. I can't, whatever. I can't lose weight, can't stop drinking, can't find the right person, can't ever get what I want, can't find the right job, can't. Whatever it is that you're telling yourself count about, this is where you stop it this week and say, okay, I might not know how, but I'm willing to be open to, that's the first start, like being willing to be open to, being able to, okay, well, I don't know how I'm going to manifest abundance, but I'm willing to be open to being guided in the way. I don't know how I'm going to break through this karmic pattern in my relationships, but I'm willing to be open to a shift when it comes to that. Whatever it is, you fill in the blank. Where in your life and with what are you telling yourself, I can't, or he can't, or she can't? Like, don't limit yourself. Don't limit the universe or anyone else. Like, what, it's like the little engine that could. Did you ever read that book as a kid? I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. It's like when you work with affirmations to change your thinking, you have to work with them repetitively. You can't just say, I'm abundantly blessed and prospered once and expect that to change your finances. You have to really hone in that and sit with that and marinate with that thought. I'm abundantly blessed and prospered. It shows up in every area of my life. Like, you have to keep working with it to shift it. So this is like, work with your affirmations, work with positives, and see where you're blocking yourself this week and remove those, at least inner obstacles. External obstacles are usually reflective of inner obstacles. Well, I would, but this person, that situation, that organization, that institution, whatever says I can't. Okay, well, be open to a can, even though if those in authority say no, like, be open to something that could be a can. Just try it. Okay, now we'll move to the Leos. Leos. Y'all need to know right now. I got the laziness card. Are you taking a break? You should. This is often a week of vacation. That's the first thing that comes to mind with this laziness card, is that you have a right to be lazy. You're laying around. You're not having to do much. Laziness can mean you're procrastinating about something that you really could be putting your energy into. Again, it's better to tell yourself, I really want to clean up my garage, instead of I need to, or I have to clean up my garage, or I should clean up my garage. Don't shit on yourself, right? But ask yourself, wouldn't it feel great to have an organized garage? Like, take yourself to the end game. If you're procrastinating about something, it's also good just feel frozen and stuck in your life. He's got a cocktail here. This could be frozen or stuck in addictive patterns. You're drinking too much, or eating too much, or smoking too much, fill in the blank, what you're doing too much of. And this guy's getting all fat and whatever, checking out, not really participating in his life as a result of this sort of obsession, letting the addictive part like kind of take over and color your life. So if that's going on, this might be a week to really make a strong commitment with yourself. Ask your higher power for help. I think when you're dealing with addictive behavior, and I really feel like everyone that's a human being has addictive behaviors within, it's like part of our fundamental darkness. It just shows up differently and stronger for some people than others. Some people are definitely flaming addicts, and it shows up in lots of different areas of their life. Even people who are quote unquote normal, don't have addictions to anything, can be prone to excess in certain areas, even if it's behaviorally, OCD, workaholism, it can show up in different ways. But when it takes over, there's been an imbalance. Your higher self has lost control and the lower self has taken over. And then you're not flowing in your life the way you're ultimately designed to be flowing. You're not experiencing the success and enjoyment and all the benefits that being in your right mind and body and setting the right causes can do for you. So this is a call to like, okay, soak it up, like enjoy your vacation, enjoy those last bites of sugar, drinks of alcohol, or smokes puffs of that cigarette, and then be willing to turn it over and start a whole new, like I said, Jupiter at 0 degrees. This is a really great time to make a huge shift that will take for years to come. So I would invite you to set your intentions this week of what you want to accomplish in your life. Evaluate, what have I done for the last 12 years? What do I want the next 12 years to look like? This is a great time to feel inspired instead of like exhausted. So this card could indicate feeling depleted and exhausted, in which case take a nap, rest, do what you feel called to do. But when you feel energy, this also feels like it's a call to get in motion, like get some regular movement going. Like if you've been too sedentary, it's time to get in motion. Find that way that calls to you. Is it swimming? Is it a yoga class? Is it dancing? Is it just walking around your block? And this also could mean, you're planning to take a vacation where you can be lazy and sit on the side of a beach, whatever. Like if that's your case and it's limited and it's just a place to enjoy what there is to enjoy, Leos. I had a bit of a coughing fit there. You can still drinking tea. The advantage of pausing a video camera. Okay, so we've done Leo. We're going to move to Virgo. See what the Virgos need to know this week. Closing out the year. What do you need to know if you're a Virgo? Sun, moon, or rising, or stellium in Virgo. The flowering card. Blooming, blossoming, spreading your joy. This could be like a real creative week. We could write beautiful things. You could paint beautiful things. Like I just feel like being the muse, like the artistic muse yourself, feels like really, really lovely. You may really want to dive into just all sort of things beautiful and flowering Venetian. This is the lotus flower opening. The lotus flower puts out its blossoms and its seeds at the same time. So it symbolizes the law of cause and effect. What you put into motion will be experienced. And I feel like there's twofold. You're setting more new causes, and there's some old things you've already put into place that are coming back around, some benefits coming back in this week, Virgos. I feel a strong healing energy with this green of her dress. It's really sitting off a strong healing vibe. So it feels like you may be in a healer mode with others. You may be receiving that healing energy yourself. There's just a blooming and blossoming. And then the focus on flower. You may be giving flowers, growing flowers, transplanting flowers, receiving flowers, buying yourself flowers. Like it just feels like, wearing clothes with flowers, jewelry items with flowers. It feels like the beautiful flower blossoming, just what there is to enjoy in life. And just feeling like grateful. This feels like it's just a week of like deep level contentment and gratitude, and really feeling excited about the coming year. And there's new things to come. And I feel like I accomplished a lot this year, Virgo. I feel like, yeah, you've gotten a lot of things done. So, there's also, she's holding her hands in mudras, like meditation poses. And so I feel like there could be a draw to more meditation this week, and maybe even more meditation in the new year, or chanting, or whatever you do for spiritual practices, maybe more yoga. And there's just, yeah, beautiful celebration. I feel like there's lovely connections with others too. I'm drawn to the rainbow bracelets here. So there could be like LGBTQ friendly events, or just supporting all those that you love, and you have an eclectic circle that involves everyone, kind of thing. So it feels really lovely. There's something about being on the water too, and it feels like in a boat on the water. So I don't know if some of you are planning trips or have the ability to get out on a boat on the water, but something is coming with that. I don't know if it's this week or that's just part of a flash of the future, but I'm seeing like traveling on a boat. For some of you, that may be fishing, and for some of you, it may be a yacht. I'm not sure, but it feels like there's a boat connection. Could be a cruise. There's a boat connection to Virgos for whatever reason. Just channeling. All right, now we move to the Libras. See what the Libras need to know this week. Huh. Same card I just drew for the Virgos. This is the blooming and blossoming, really you shining your best. Like a lot of creative juju this week. Art being created, writing being done. Like this feels like it's just like great week to do like your vision board and put on everything you want for the next 12 years of your life, and just a beautiful blooming and blossoming of your life. There's something with flowers in directly connected, like you got plants that are flowering, you're buying yourself flowers, you're receiving flowers, you're painting flowers. There's something with flowers going on. There's a little strong healing vibe, doing what's best for your body. I see this green dress is like you're changing your food up, you're changing your diet, you're doing what's healing and best for your temple. Like, what's the best way to treat your physical body? That's what I feel you aiming for this week. It's like, okay, I've been treating my body like a trash can. Time to treat it like a temple. How can I do that on a daily basis and really enjoy how I'm nurturing my body with food and drink? So there's a strong emphasis with that for the Libras. And it just feels like a really celebratory week. It feels happy and joyful, connecting with friends and feeling like you can really feel good about yourself this week for the Libras. Okay, now we're going to the Scorpios. Let's see what you guys need to know for this week. Last week of the year. Sun, moon, and risings in Scorpio. We have the letting go card. Let it go, let it go. This has been a hard year. It feels like for the Scorpio. So part of it is like needing to just let 2022 go, maybe 2021 and 2020 as well. Like just if it's over, let it go. This is letting go of past relationships, past failures, past successes, even like whatever's accomplished. Some of you, I feel like, are on the verge of losing a loved one. And so this may be the last Christmas holiday season you spend with your loved one. So some of you are already like acutely aware that you're going to be letting go of this loved one. So that's sad. For some of you, this is grief. This is like coming to mind people you've already lost. There's a sadness and a grief, and like allowing yourself to grieve, not judging yourself if you're feeling this sad, heavy, it needs to cry, let go of. Some of you may be just feeling like it's time to clear, like this week maybe like to clear out the clutter, clear out the closets, the garage, the drawers. Like I want to let go of anything that's kind of holding me back feng shui wise. This is like a general clearing of anything that doesn't serve you anymore, and opening up your heart for the loved ones you've lost, that you've let go of, that you wish you were there with, or the ones you're about to lose. This is just like drinking in what you can be grateful for, your own precious life, the fact that you have had this love connection with your loved one that is no longer around or is about to be departing. And there's new things to be replaced. Like the universe abhors a vacuum, right? So as you let go, as you clear out, new relationships, new connections, new heart ties, and new beautiful things will come into your life, is what I'm getting for the Scorpios. Let's go to the Sagittarius. Breakthrough. This is a great week. Powerful transformations. I just feel like you really have accomplished a lot this year, and it's an inside out thing. Like, and it's also a determination for major shifts on a personal level happening into next year. But this is like victories, breakthroughs, realizations. Yes, it's the light of the spirit getting out and showing up in your lives in a powerful way, and breaking through inner obstacles that you've built up, inner negative beliefs, any places where you've told yourself, I can't. Like, this is like enough of that. Like, tear down the walls, tear down the walls you've built up around your heart. Some of you have got like protective walls up, like time to break through, time to have a breakthrough, like for your loved ones as well. Like this to me could also just, not only are you breaking through, there's breakthrough happening in the lives of those closest to you. It's the universe is mirroring breakthrough too. This is an inside out job. Could really be a strong commitment to spiritual practices this week and moving forward. Like really not just going to give lip service, gonna meditate, gonna chant, gonna pray, gonna dance, gonna drum, do whatever it is that connects you with the divine. And this feels like there's like a direct message that comes straight into the heart from maybe a loved one that's crossed, maybe just that doesn't messages from your higher self, from your spirit guides team. Like there's like, there's a shift in how you feel about yourself coming on this week. It feels super powerful. All right. All right, now we have the Capricorns. Happy birthday, Capricorn. 'Tis your season. Let's see what this week has for guidance for you guys. Here comes the sun. This is the source. This is like really feeling loved by the universe, spirit making its self known to you. This isn't like a he or she. This is like the power of source energy. Like, what do you think of when you think of the divine? That may be a father god, a he, she. Like this is just source. Whatever you call the source of all things, that energy that created the entire universe, created each one of us, that is the creative spark that we harness when we manifest. This is all source energy. So this is like a direct pipeline to feeling it active in your life, and that you can utilize it in manifesting what you want and desire, coming from a heart place, right? If you're aligned and receiving, like your pipeline is open to receive divine energy, then channel it out. Like that's what this is really all about. It's receiving, first off, that sense that you are permeated by divine wisdom, compassion, love, joy. Like this is the essence from which we were all formed, that everything in the universe is formed. When you're aware and conscious of this energy, it gets even bigger. It's like a bonfire that you add logs to. So the opportunity to have your relationship to source get larger, more obvious, more powerful for you this week is huge. Like this is a huge connection to divine, and realizing that sometimes you're channeling the energy to others, that the light is moving through you to other people. So this is a super powerful card for the Capricorns this week. Harness it. This is available to be tapped into any moment. We get unconscious and all steeped in the world stuff in our minds and our emotional bodies, and we forget. This is like, remember, at any point in time, we can drop open and connect with spirit. So this is a week of doing that, and maybe then carrying it into the new year, that you just operate from this place within. Okay, we go to the Aquarians. What do the Aquarians need to know this week? The experiencing card. This is going within. You may need to be alone. This is, when you go within, you may go out in nature and you just tune in to the comfort of, feeling loved and cherished and adored. This white inner lining of this cloak, and this person has a very sweet, peaceful, eyes closed face going on. It's like going within and really experiencing divine light and knowing that you're safe and protected and getting the insights that you need just with you. This is not about factored in what the world thinks or what anybody, like, you may need to take a break and just go be physically by yourself. It could be too much. You're frenetically psychically sensitive to others as Aquarian, so you're could be vibing up even what's going on in the world. Even if you're staying alone by yourself and you don't have other people around you, you could be just having this frenetic vibe coming towards you, and you just need to ground yourself, right? Get out in nature and hug a tree and just experience beingness. This is experiencing card is really about being present and being grounded in this one day and pulling yourself back from all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas and what if and all the fears and worries about the future. And this is about, I have everything I need right now. I'm divinely guided. I just need to breathe in, commune with that divine energy, draw it out, enrich it, and have that guide me through my life, and I'll be on the right track. Some of you have been feeling off track and been putting energy in too many places and need to kind of pull back and just really find where to put your energies and maybe take some time off. Some of you need to literally retreat from people for a few days and call it a retreat. Hey, I'm going on retreat. Don't call, I won't have my phone on, whatever. You could just do a retreat in house and just pull away. But there's some beauty, there's some beautiful colors down here that you can see if you go within. There's like insights that want to come up, that if you're too busy or if you stay dealing too much with the world, you're going to not be able to see. Great week to sit down, write in your journal and just see what surfaces, see what bubbles up from internal realizations, what happens, like meditation, insight. I feel like insights are coming through quiet time and space this week for the Aquarians. And now we'll go to the Pisces. See what the Pisces need to know this week, this last week of the year. You've got the solar sky too. This is plugging into divine energy, powerful, the source of all things. Whatever your concept of the divine is, God, the universe, Holy Spirit, whatever it is, this is about making that direct conscious connection with source energy, feeling that you are a part of source. We're all made, everything that exists is a part of source energy. When we're in touch with that within ourselves and opening up to source energy, we can channel source energy, and that comes through us in our speech to others and our actions and what we're doing into the universe. And we can bring in the higher vibrations of light to this planet. So you have to open up to those. Otherwise, the fundamental darkness starts taking over. Our addictive self, the negative ego self, the superficial or narcissistic part of ourselves start taking over. This is a call to the divine. It's a call to allow your higher self full reign, and you have to plug in. It's like you can only operate so long without charging up, right? You have to plug in to the source to charge up, and then you can emulate and channel source energy. When we get drained or depleted by not plugging into source energy enough, i.e. not doing our meditation, spiritual practices, chanting, praying, if we're not doing that, we're just going out into the world every day, we're going to end up feeling depleted and without the energy that we need for the world. So plug in, charge yourself up first, then you have all the energy you need to do all your interactions, all your work. It's just a real simple thing to plug in. And if you have to go back to recharge throughout the day, maybe your battery doesn't last very long, you need to plug back in throughout the day, breathe deeply for 5 minutes, recharge, replug in. Like, to me, this is about focusing on your connection to source energy this week and bringing that out and seeing how that shifts what happens in your life based on plugging into source energy first. Okay, that's what I have for all 12 signs. I'm going to pause the video, set up again in my living room. You won't notice a difference, and play you a Christmas song. Be back soon. Okay, here I am in my living room. I'm gonna play a Christmas song on the piano and then a verse on the flute. Last week, the computer got really glitchy. I think it's partly my internet service, which needs to shift, so I apologize ahead of time if the sound cuts out like it did last week. Doing the best I can do. Hopefully the internet issue will be fixed into the future. So anyway, here we go.